Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I am your host, Mike Malatesta. On this podcast, I dig in deep with every guest to get to the roots of their success, to discover not just how it happened, but why it matters. My mission is to expose the ideas and clues you need to inspire, activate, and maximize the greatness in you. Hey everybody, welcome back to this Friday solo episode. So happy to have you here with me. And today I'm going to talk to you about my peace being my property. My peace, P-E-A-C-E, being my property. And the idea for this came from something that I saw in Tim Ferriss's blog, his weekly blog, which I think is just called the Tim Ferriss blog, or 5 Bullet Friday. That's what it's called, 5 Bullet Friday. Anyway, you can find that at tim.blog. And he had this poem in here, which is called The Art of Peace. And it was written by, and hopefully I'll get the name halfway right here, Morihei Ueshiba. Morihei Ueshiba, who was a Japanese martial artist and the founder of this discipline called Aikido. This gentleman lived from 1883 to 1969. And the poem goes like this, The Art of Peace. It says, "The art of peace begins with you. Work on yourself and your appointed task in the art of peace. Everyone has a spirit that can be refined, a body that can be trained in some manner, a suitable path to follow. You are here for no other purpose than to realize your inner divinity and manifest your inner enlightenment. Foster peace in your own life and then apply the art to all that you encounter." Usually I read these things, quotes, and I'm like, yeah, okay, there's some benefit in that. But sometimes you read one and it just speaks to you. And this one really spoke to me because it reminded me that my happiness and my peace start with me. And hopefully you'd agree that the same is true for you. And like all of these things, I admit that whenever I think about something starting with me, like whether I choose not to be offended, or whether I choose to be a goal setter, or whether I choose, discipline and follow through, and all of those things, it's easy to say and much more difficult to do. I think for everyone, and I'm certainly no different. But And admitting that taking responsibility for producing and maintaining my own peace and happiness isn't easy either. It's not always easy. And it can weigh on me sometimes like a giant responsibility, because I think, anytime I feel like I'm sort of off the path, I want to get back on the path, and I feel a little, I don't feel that great about myself, because I'm like, how could you get off the path? And anyway, it can be so tempting for me to shirk that responsibility because it's so easy to do so, right? So once I'm off the path, I can start to blame someone else or something. And sometimes that feels good to have this outlet, right? Where I don't have to focus on me. I focus on someone else being the cause of whatever I'm feeling. And I can get up for that wallowing from time to time. I can wallow in my own sort of not attaining what or being what or who I think I am, and who couldn't, right? I mean, it's like I say, it's so easy, and it sucks that it's not true too. Because if I truly want my happiness and peace, I need to make them mine. I need to make them something that I own. I need to make my peace my property. And you've heard me talk about property before, making my future my property. Basically, making the things that I want in my life my property is something that just guides me. I anytime I feel like I'm getting off the path, I go back to that. Like, this is my future, is my property, which means that I want to own it. And I know that I can't just want to own it. I have to do the things that are necessary in order for me to own it. And this poem, The Art of Peace, reminded me that my peace is also my property, my inner peace, my happiness, how I feel about myself. I am 100% in control of what I determine and choose that to be. And I thought that would be something valuable to share with all of you. So the poem is called The Art of Peace. You can look it up easily. And I encourage you to read it and think about it. Think about your peace and who's responsible for it. And before I go, I have just 2 quick asks for you. First, if you like what I'm doing on this podcast, I've got a Monday episode where I have a an hour-long conversation or so with a really high performer, and we get into all kinds of the nuances and the digging into how it happened for them and why it matters to you. And then on Fridays, I do these short solo episodes where I just talk about something I'm thinking about or something I've seen, or something I've read, like this poem, The Art of Peace, today. So if you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing or following me on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube as well, you could go to. And my second ask is that if you want to get more of my thinking, more of the content that I'm producing, more of the things that I'm interested in, I would very much like you to become a subscriber to my newsletter. It comes out every Thursday. It's called Inspire and Activate Greatness. And you can sign up for it for free at my website, which is my name, Mike Malatesta, MALATESTA.com. So check it out, subscribe. You'll get it the very next Thursday, and let me know what you think. And if you like it, share it. And if you don't, tell me why, and we'll work on making it better. So that's it for today. Until next time, maximize your greatness.